the only way I'm going to be the one that sets that course record at Western States, which seems so freaking ludicrous now at this day. The only way I'm going to do that is if I am on that treadmill or I am doing the equivalent session, whether it's on hills or flats or whatever, and doing the types of numbers that seem unthinkable right now. So excited to be back. It's wild because I feel as if sharing these workouts, people would think, oh, this is him, sharing things with an audience. What it actually is the audience motivating me to do really, really hard things. And so let's do a really hard thing. And I'm feeling pretty daunted right now. That's going to be a theme of every single video, is me being scared as hell going into it. But with this hard workout on tap, what it calls for is the ultimate fuel, a precision 100 milligram caffeine gel. Before these, I feel scared, worried, anxious. After these, I feel very, very, very much like I can take on the world. So I'm gonna even do 2 of these today, which is a lot of caffeine, and be careful with that, but yummy. It tastes a little bit like motor oil whenever you have that much caffeine, but they're amazing. And if you're looking for a way to get that juice, this is the way to go. And so just in here, I have some Precision 1000 electrolyte mix to wash it down. I've already done 2 by Precision 1000 tabs in water earlier in the day to wash down the bicarb I took. So really loading up on my orders from the feed right now, but I'm going to need it because the workout we have planned for today is an absolute doozy. I'm out here just getting going. Already have my super shoes on because I can't afford not to be running in super shoes on a day like this, even when I'm just bouncing around on a warm-up. Make it count. Interestingly, a lot of comments on our last video. These are women's Alpha Fly 3s, which you can just order a larger size, and they're always in stock relative to the men's sizes, which often sell out. So pretty sweet little hack there. Yeah, and oh my gosh, why are we not doing this workout outside? Why are we doing it on the treadmill? The short answer is, honestly, I'm a little worn down right now, and the treadmill is kind of nice because it's a sweet piece of technology. I can't wait for you to see it. And, we paid so much money. It was one of our biggest purchases ever, but maybe the best, athletic purchase we've ever made. It's just so good so far. And so basically I can set off my brain and just go and do a session. And so right now, before the session starts, I like to do a little bit of stretching. Like everybody's, don't talk to physiologists about it. They're all going to say, don't do pre-exercise stretching. I need to do it. So I just like to do this little hamstring stretch. I've dealt with high hamstring issues in the past. It always helps out. Just do this for a little bit. Honestly, I kind of do this throughout the day. Helps me just stay loose without risking fraying that high hamstring tendon. Then just, normal, get down on the ground, do this. So why am I feeling a little bit run down? That might be an interesting update since our last video, which is we have a second child. We have a newborn right now, and his name's Ollie. He's the best. I love him so much. The interesting part of having a newborn, as anyone who's done it knows, is that their sleep schedule, not quite as good as mine. They don't want to just go to sleep at 8 p.m. and then stay asleep till, 5:30 or whatever. So, the sleep has been off. Megan shoulders most of the burden. She's the best mom in the entire world. But it is just a lot more stress on my body. And thankfully, I felt good. I have a theory, actually, that evolutionarily, we're programmed that as soon as our physiology, as soon as our epigenetics sense that weird sleep pattern that only new parents know, it kicks something into gear that just causes you to be filled with good brain chemicals just to keep you going and alive. That's my theory, at least. And I'm trying to harness that today. But mainly, I'm gaslighting myself into thinking I'm ready for this workout. What's really special from a running perspective is that Ollie's middle name is Hope. And that's after Hope Pass, which is in Leadville. It's the high point of the Leadville 100. And, with Hope Pass, it's a place where I learned so much about myself this year. That Leadville 100 was just named the International Trail Performance of the Year, and not something I ever conceived possible. And even now, I'm just so awestruck by it and don't really believe it happened. And so whenever I see Ollie, I think of 2 things. I think of one, the love that brought him into the world, exemplified by his first name, Ollie, which is after Mary Oliver, an amazing poet, and Megan's favorite poet. And then Hope, which is about this big idea that incredible things are possible if you put one brick in the wall at a time. Don't judge it. Try to celebrate yourself and have some fun. So let's have fun. I'm gonna go do my little warm-up jog, which will just be like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll be back to see the treadmill. Love you guys. And Addie's here. Addie's here. Hey. Oh my gosh, and I'm talking all about kids. Who cares about kids when you got a dog? Addie has been at almost every race, 12 years old, the best dog in the world, and maybe she'll even come down for some of the workout today. Okay, now I'm actually going out. See you guys. Love ya. All right, I panicked because I couldn't find the ankle weights and I didn't even want to think about it. But you know what's trash? Not having ankle weights. So I was able to remember where they are, and so I came back because if this channel has a new name, it might be Ankle Weights and Super Shoes. I didn't really explain why I do it. I think one of my motivations was from baseball when I played when I was younger, and it was actually my first love. And in baseball, you swing 2 bats in the on-deck circle or have a weighted bat to swing. And then, you just swing 1 bat, feels much lighter. So I took that very unscientific advice to running, and I don't recommend anyone else does this. But for me, this 3 or 4 minute bounce around makes me feel like $1 million. And right now, I feel like this. But afterwards, I'm gonna be good to go. Who needs sleep? Sleep's random. No one needs sleep. All right, now I love you guys. Bye. The workout we have today is going to be one of those periodic workouts I like athletes to do in training cycles. We're talking every 4 to 6 weeks where we go to the well a little bit. We call them super compensation sessions, but essentially you're going to get to see me suffer quite a lot. And so the way we're going to start is just our normal jog around warm up. And then we're going to go down to the treadmill, do an incline warm up. I like to do that just to really get the aerobic system going, get myself comfortable with the treadmill. Then we're going to crank into 6 by 1 mile fast. We're going to start at a controlled pace around 440 minutes per mile, but from there we're going to crank it down. And where we end up, I do not know. I'm quite nervous about it. Right now, my stomach kind of has a pit in it because these workouts are not something I would say is fun before you do them, but they're fun while you do them. So especially when you get to share them with people, this is a huge, huge benefit for me today. So we're going to do 2 minutes of recovery in between each, just easy jogging on the treadmill. And then after that, we're going to do a really interesting wrinkle in training theory, which is, well, first I'm going to do some fast strides after just to get rolling. Those will be really fun after being done the hard part. And then I'm going to do some GI training right after. Like I always do on these sessions when I can. And then we're going to follow up the GI training with heat suit. So I'm going to do my cool down. Instead of just doing it easy, getting nothing from those 20 minutes, I'm going to do some heat suit special, which will be 20 or 30 minutes in heavy down jackets, bundled up so hard. I'm going to look like I am preparing for an Arctic Circle marathon. And that's something that we want to keep going year round. We'll talk about what we're doing there. Essentially, we are throwing everything at the wall today, and let's see what sticks. Our new treadmill is here. That's not the one I'm sitting on, though. The one I'm sitting on has gone with me for 4 or 5 years. You all commented on it last week that it was a piece of shit. And yes, very much is a piece of crap. But it's my piece of crap, and I can't bring myself to get rid of it. So it's going to be sitting here until, probably our kids are in college. But we have this new incredible treadmill that we bought, and it's really good at going fast. And one thing I've noticed, interestingly, is since I started running on it, I've done 2 good workouts on it, my outside paces have actually improved at the same heart rate. So my running economy's gotten slightly better. I think part of it's just low hanging fruit, that it's a slightly different stimulus, and sometimes slightly different stimuli make a big difference and quickly, and they might not last. But for right now, I'm leaning into it and going to get a really good session on it. This is a really important point. The paces you're going to see today, are they real? And my answer is, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me if they are real paces or they would translate directly to outside, because every treadmill is different. Yes, this treadmill is new and has been fully calibrated, but I don't think necessarily that the workout I'm going to do today, I would be able to hit in a 1-to-1 session outside. Maybe I would on the track, certainly at sea level. But with that in mind, it's about effort. And so I know I'm going quite fast when I use it, and I think that's helpful. But if you go slower on treadmills, don't worry about it, right? On this one, I went very, very slow due to the nature of the treadmill, but it was quite good for my fitness. And so, as we're doing this today, I'm not saying that you should be doing a treadmill workout because it's faster or anything like that, or slower. What I'm saying is that for me right now, I'm trying to harness the power of a new stimulus that is seeming to work well. So let's hop to it. Yeah, got these paddles, which is a little different than any treadmill I've ever had. So putting it on 15%, going to 5 miles an hour, so 12-minute pace. And so I'll do 5 minutes at 12-minute pace, so 5 miles an hour, 5 minutes at 11-minute pace, minutes per mile. We'll also have metric conversions on all this because we got those recommendations from people that are watching it. And then 5 minutes at 10-minute pace, so 6 miles an hour. 6 miles an hour, 15%. Actually quite a quality warm-up. My heart rate will probably get out of Z2 on that, into Z3. But that's part of the workout, right? Like, just like my last one, I like to make it a little bit more quality on the warm-up to these workouts because it's a nice aerobic stimulus. And I have limited time to train, so adds up. The reason I got the warm-ups on the treadmill is because I didn't use a treadmill for the first 12 years I was a runner, because they always felt so uncomfortable to me. Like, I always felt like I was gonna fly off the back. And I found that it's a little bit of a hack if you feel uncomfortable on the treadmill. Start uphill, then go to flat. Flat feels downhill. So that's kind of where this comes from. At this point, I'd probably be okay if I just went straight to flat, but I'm a man of habit. So prior to us, this house was owned by Siri Windley, who's one of the best coaches in triathlon history. And some of her athletes trained down here, like Miranda Carfry, who's won Kona Ironman. So we didn't know that at the time. It was just luck. And in Boulder, that type of thing happens. But you should imagine that when I'm down here, I think of Miranda, I think of Siri, and I think about these athletes out there who've been doing this, my heroes who have laid the framework. Not just them, but trail runners like everyone from Anton and Christy Moelle to Ann Trayson, Scott Jurek, and now Killian, who finished second in Performance of the Year rankings, which is insane, but at least in that one element above him, and Jim Walmsley, and I'm like, hell, my motivation actually doesn't come from competition, of like beating people. It's not my style. Where it does come from is wanting to be part of a wave where we're lifting up what's possible by humans. And so I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, and I hope that people come along and kick my ass, stand on my shoulders, push me into the ground a little bit. That's gonna happen sooner rather than later. My level rep is going down eventually, maybe even this year, maybe even by me. Western States, I'm saying I'm in it to win it, but I'm realistic. I understand it's a long shot. Hence we're doing these videos showing you it's okay to take long shots. But on that framework, I know that if I put it all out there and have no secrets, I might help the entire sport and the entire understanding of human physiology grow just a little bit. So, long way of saying, this place, this little temple we have here to athletic performance by accident, by happenstance, is a place where it's not about me. I want to worship the sport and our ability to really put ourselves out there and get vulnerable, which we're gonna see as I lay my bones and gristle down on this machine today. The thing is, enough sandbagging. I feel great. This is gonna be a good workout.
Sweet.
All right, let's put it down.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, I'm just gonna do a stride or two. It takes forever.
Get the paddles.
So many paddles going today.
So smooth.
4:30 pace. Let's get into it.
Awesome.
All right. Got a little appetizer. I'm good to go.
That looks beautiful. It looks so good.
All right, here we go. Stop this thing. Go do some pre-cooling.
Take the shirt off.
Shirt off.
Yeah.
And suffer.
You got this. I love you.
Love you. Before every workout, I want athletes to cool off. I just realized I have a mic on, so I probably shouldn't put ice in my hat right now. I will put ice in my hat. But more importantly, come around here and just water all over. You want to cool off in the same way you cool off at an aid station. The science of pre-cooling is amazing. Shows pretty substantial performance improvements even in temperate conditions. So for every single one of your races and workouts, after the warm-up, cool your body off, try to get your core temp down slightly. Even when you're doing something like this where pace doesn't matter. Yeah, it's key. It's good for production. And I'm gonna get ice in this hat, and then we do the damn thing. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Great. Love you guys. One down, 5 to go. Heart rate coming down. 2 minutes, 7-minute pace. It's so fun to have you guys here. I might be able to finish this. It's scary though. This thing doesn't slow down. So this one we're not allowed to go backwards. Start at 4:36 doesn't leave me much room. So 4:34 maybe. All right, love you guys.
I've learned from coaching and coaching some of the best athletes in the world that it's just a universal human experience that you have doubts. And so a workout like today, I was filled with them so much before and filled with them during almost every step of the way. And what I keep trying to come back to is just stay where I'm at in the moment, you know, one step at a time. Like one step's not bad. If you do something like that all at once, it's freaking impossible. And those doubts take over. If you just do it one step at a time, who knows, you know? That's how you F around and find out.
All right. 1/3 of the way. It's 33 miles, 100 miler. We're past Robinson Flat. Now we're going to the canyons. It's the hard part of the Western States course. It's gonna be the hard part of this workout. You know what that means? Another one of these guys. This is gonna be hard, actually, but that's why we're here. That's why I'm glad you're here. Trying to turn off the brain. The song that's going through my head is "Could Have Been Me" by the Struts. I don't want to look back and wonder if it could have been me. And hey, you do one of these, you do enough of these bricks, you don't have to wonder anymore. So 1 of 85, at least I'll have that. All right, 432, that's it. So for me, what the 6 by mile was about was not saying it's this effort and you're staying there. That's not how I like to view training. It was saying you need to progress through this workout. If you're going out too hard, you obviously can't progress through it. I think that lactate controlled training is wonderful, but if you're not a VO2 max freak, I think you're going to be selling yourself short in ways that preclude breakthroughs. And so at this point in my journey, I need to continue building that peak effort. And the only way I'm gonna do that is to leave some of those numbers aside and let myself run on vibes and emotion. You know, I wear super shoes on the treadmill. Is that even real? Who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm out there running on the vibes I wanna convey in the world, which, you know, obviously if I'm starting from a place of doubt and questioning and trying to get to a place of, you know, conquering the world, essentially, the way that happens for me is not via looking at decimal points on a lactate meter. That to me is just going to make me rise to whatever my background talent level is. And clearly I'm 36 having my breakthrough. My background talent level would have shown at 22 if it was the thing that shows immediately. 3 done. I'm not sure I can finish.
That was awesome.
I'm not sure I can finish, but
Just dial it back if you need to. Slow it.
fuck that.
Yeah, you can do it.
Bleep it. We finish.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we ball. Bleep the whole thing.
Yeah. You're dripping. I love it. It looks good. It looks awesome.
Halfway done,
Yeah.
right before Michigan Bluff.
Yep. Halfway there.
I'm gonna be doubting at Michigan Bluff too.
You look awesome.
I love
Also,
you so
flash
much.
go by so fast when you're running that 432 piece.
Yeah, I'm actually doing 5 minutes on these too.
Oh, bro.
I don't want to incentivize myself to want to get to the finish.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Nope,
Okay. All right.
5 minutes. As you can tell,
This is a David Roche mile. It's actually
We can make-
1,900 meters.
we can make treadmills about vibes too. No numbers here. Alright, so we got 430, 428, 426. I think
Okay.
there's,
All right. You do you. That's amazing.
I love you, Ollie. I love you, Cody.
Thank you so much.
And I love you to everybody out there.
Looks good. Hit the paddle.
I keep messing up. There.
I just did that.
That's why I go 5 minutes. Damn, it's fast.
It looks so good. Nice and controlled, nice and smooth.
The workout guidance, much like the last one, was flow, you know? And Megan trusts me, Coach Megan, at this point of my career, to know that flow is not a question of racing a session, it's a question of seeing what you got when shit gets hard. And I did that today. I saw what I got, and you know, when things get hard at Michigan Bluff, mile 55 of Western States, I'll call on that treadmill workout. I won't call on some long run in the mountains because those are different. For me, I'll call on something where I'm running up against the limits of my talent. And I don't know where those limits are. Maybe what I saw this year is that this whole time I've been shorting myself with limits that don't actually exist. But if the limits don't exist, they're earned on that treadmill. That's where the unlimited nature is earned.
I don't want to look back and say, it could have been me. There's a mile.
That's so fast. Oh, hell yeah. The hardest one right there.
Next one
So
first.
good. Dude, amazing.
Guess what?
What?
I just saw you at Forest Hill.
Ah, we just did our,
And guess what?
what?
On the last one,
Yeah.
you're pacing me
That was gonna be so fun. I can't
from the
wait.
river to the finish.
River to finish, buddy.
Those are where Western States, where we'd be on the course. We're past Forest Hill now.
Oh,
Just got a kiss.
right?
Ollie just gave me a fist bump.
This one's coming up. Last one's the last one.
Leo gave me a hug. And the last one for the last one. It's a tribute to Tabor Hemming. Taught me that phrase. Hey, I'll be thinking of you.
Yeah, you got this. All right. Love you.
Heart's not coming down like it did before.
Give yourself a little extra courage after you.
Never. Wait, 2 more. I love you all so much. You can probably tell that this is me going to the emotional abyss a little just because this place, the treadmill, becomes hard. But life's hard. I've been through worse. Motherfucker! Safety key engaged. Fuck. I have to restart that shit. Alright, give myself 30 seconds to reset. So I hit the safety pin with my left arm. But you know what? That's awesome. So awesome. I need adversity training. I just dropped a bottle that I needed. And I have to make the best of it. Thank you, universe. You're making me better. All right. That rap was crap. But it wasn't my fault. Well, it was literally my fault. But not figuratively. That was a lot like Leadville, actually. From Leadville, from 66 to 80 was the power line climbs. And my race almost ended. I was going up the steep climb with my pacer Teddy, and I reached the top and started to pass out. And Teddy just said, get down elevation. You know, we were at 12,000, they should a little less. And I did. And I stayed where I was. And I put one foot in front of the other. And that is the race that won the best trail race in the entire world in 2024. Any distance, any nationality. And it's like, that's what you gotta do. You just stay where you are. I love you guys. I'm running on love on this one. And a little bit of hate. In fact, let's lean into, I'll come back to love. There's a lot of people that tell me that, like, you know, a lot of people that are so loving, like everyone on YouTube. Holy shit, what a great community. But a lot of people that comment in places and I get these screenshots to me saying that I suck or I'm bad or outside of running I'm a bad person. Or it's like, I love them too. But you know what, they're not willing to go to the places I'm about to go. 4:26 pace, let's hit this.
This year, we faced a lot of adversity. That was really hard. I went through a bike accident, went through other things, and at that moment, I hit some emotional low points. And it was the community that kept me going. It was the people out there that support us. And the cool part about all this is that after getting up from that accident and going through what we went through, I proceeded to maybe have 2 of the best months in ultra running history. And so I can't help but reflect on why did it not happen before? And the reason it didn't happen before
is because when it's just me running for myself, I'm nobody. I mean, I'm solid, but that's not where I draw my power. I have too many doubts for that, I guess. It goes beyond that. After the award, like obviously I don't even know if I should win it, but what I wrote is, this is our award. I promise it would not have been possible if it was just me chasing history. I'm not that guy, and I'm not that guy. But when I'm running around with this team lifting me up, and I felt you out there, well, we might just F around and make some history.
Hit the mile.
Last 200. Less than that, you got
Motherfucker, you know what we do?
it. Get it out.
4 minute pace.
Go to the face. Go to the arms. That looks awesome.
Ah,
That's so good.
psst. I see dead people. Sorry, too tired for that.
Dude, that was so good. I love you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you so much. All right, so now you just got 4 strides, 4 minute pace. Just opening up the gate.
Let it rip a little bit. This is the fun
Yeah,
stuff.
one of the fun stuff here is so short that there's no lactate production. I just get to enjoy what just happened.
Yeah, right?
I love
You
you.
did it.
Thank you for believing in me.
Think about that all week. Always think that I did it. That was great.
4 minute pace.
I had doubts today, and I was able to do it, right? I was able to go from 4:36 to, I don't know what the last mile was, but probably 4:23 or something. And feel okay doing it at the end. And I could have easily have failed. And I failed so many times. I failed workouts like that 1,000 times maybe in the big scheme of things. And what athletics taught me is that you can do that. You can put yourself out there. You can be vulnerable. You can have doubts, and it's okay. And you're enough no matter what. And so what today was for me is another journey to enoughness. And that's cliche, and I know it's easy to dismiss. But I feel like any athlete, whoever puts themselves out there, even people that are running their very first mile and going 20 minutes on that mile, you know that feeling of just wondering, is it possible? And so today, I saw those doubts. I hopefully shared some of those doubts and gave them a big hug, you know?
So that was awesome.
Fun. Those don't hurt.
So good.
I couldn't have done this without you here through that camera. This morning, I responded to 300 comments on the first video. It's like, dude, you can't fail when you have those people at your back. So thank you. Whether you like it or not, I mean, even taking the time, it's the coolest thing in the world to me.
Those narratives of like, oh, the haters, the doubters, whatever, that helps. That helps it for sure in the hard workouts. But what helps me get up in the morning when I have doubts, it's love. So thank you all. I love you all. Let's do the damn thing.
All right, so did some hydration already. Post-exercise ketones, some evidence that helps with recovery and red blood cell production. Jury's out. I'm gonna say that every time, jury's out. Do not try this at home without reading all my articles on it to get the knowledge of the science. Shot it. All right, that's for recovery. This is for both protein and GI training. So when I'm inside and nothing too hard is coming, GI training I like to do is a big scoop of protein powder with milk. So you're getting a lot of calories you need to recover, but then also, it's a lot of volume. Like this is a big mug that's kind of nasty on the outside, but I only drink and eat big. So we don't need to do this one fast. This isn't like the last video. All right, I don't know how many ounces that is, probably 24, maybe more, maybe less. All right, a lot of volume. Now we go to heat soup. the thickest ski pants known to man. Interestingly, these are from the Target Kids section. One thing you're going to learn about me is I'm relatively frugal, and I learned that at Target Kids you can get ski pants for $10, and they don't really fit, but they accomplish the job. So really warm sweater, then another Target Kids down jacket. All right, so rationale of heat suit after workout and generally. So right now my core temp is quite high from the session, and it's going to rise even faster since my physiological resilience is low at the moment. And what heat suit does is it increases your blood plasma volume and causes heat shock proteins to activate, and just generally is pretty much a wonderful way to improve performance, because by improving that blood plasma volume, that alone is a performance enhancer. But then over time, particularly in conjunction with the other heat I'm going to do after this, it can raise your hemoglobin mass, your red blood cell count, because plasma volume goes up, so your total blood volume goes up. But your hematocrit, then, your percentage of red blood cells must go down because the denominator is bigger. When the percentage goes down, the kidneys sense that offset, release natural EPO into the bloodstream to increase hematocrit back closer to baseline. And so over 3 to 5 weeks, heat training like heat suit, like passive training like the sauna or hot tub, may cause performance improvements via increased hemoglobin mass, so increased red blood cell content, which transports oxygen to working muscles. So it's good. Cyclists have been doing this for a while. Runners have been as well, but are catching up more and more. In fact, I remember back in the mid-2000s when I started running, I would see the Japanese Olympic team out here in the summer running in heavy-duty winter clothes. So they've been ahead of the game. So have the people in Kenya. But let's say me, I'm catching up with the game. And I did this heavily before the Javelin 100 miler this year, which was one of the hottest races on record. And I'm a very heavy sweater, so I always thought I would suck at that. And I think heat suit really bridges the gap between passive training, like hot tub, like you're about to see, and the next step, which is performance in heat. But it goes beyond that. Yes, Western states is going to be hot. This is wonderful for temperate conditions too. The studies in literature usually focus on 50 minutes of this work, 50. I can't do that. That wrecks me, and I won't be able to do workouts like that. What I've learned works best for me, when my core temp's already high, cut off some of the early part of it where it takes time. There's a lag for that core temp to come up. Hop on right away, do something like 15 to 20 minutes where you start at kind of a moderate clip. My body's going to generate a lot of heat in the first 5 or 10 minutes. And at that point, your heart rate starts to be a runaway train. And so I'm going to monitor the heart rate. When it hits top end of zone 2, I'm going to turn down the pace. By the end of it, I'll be going very slow. And yes, I'll only be going 20-ish minutes, which is less than the literature. I think that the only reason we think this isn't the protocol is because people haven't tried it in controlled studies. It's one of those things where we want to bridge the gap between studies and practice. And one cool thing about being a coach that's pushing the cutting edge of this is that I get to be a guinea pig. And if it works, great. And I think it did work for Javelina. If it doesn't work, also great. I will tell you about it. All right, so let's get our sweat on.